today we're going to take a look at the Reorder Points functionality within NetSuite. So Reorder Points is a great tool for planning what you need to reorder from your vendors. It does the calculations for you because it will consider, your preferred stock levels, your reorder point levels, your safety stock levels, what quantities are currently committed on sales orders to customers, as well as what quantities are currently on order from vendors. So it does all that number crunching for you, and then it says, hey, this is what you need to purchase from a vendor, and it'll automatically create that purchase order for you. Let's take a look at it in action. So firstly, let's take a look at one of my inventory items here. This inventory item here, let's say for example, if we scroll down to the inventory, where is it? Right here, inventory planning section. You can see I've set it up for a reorder point, and then you see all these different check boxes to auto calculate. So I can auto calculate my reorder point, I can auto calculate my purchase lead time, and I can auto calculate my preferred stock levels. Now keep in mind, if you want to use auto calculation, you need to have some data in your system. Maybe a couple years of data in order for the system to do its calculations based on historical transactions in the system. Now, this is my demo system. I don't have a lot of history for this particular item. So I'm not going to have the system auto-calculate it for me. I'm just going to tell the system what these reorder points are. I'm going to tell the system what my lead time is for my vendor, as well as what my preferred stock level quantities are. So if we scroll down here to the inventory management section, right, we're looking, across, some of my Canadian locations here. You can see I've got Edmonton and Toronto. And let's take a look at the Toronto section here. And if I want, I can actually filter down to just see my Toronto location. So in Toronto, I currently have 25 on hand. I've got nothing committed on existing sales orders. I've got nothing on order to vendors right now. But take a look over here. My preferred stock level is 100. In other words, I should always have 100 of these. My reorder point is 50. So when I dip down to this point 50, the system's going to say, hey, you need to start reordering, and if you want to have a preferred stock level of 100, it's going to suggest, for example, 50. You can also see here I've got a purchase lead time of 7, right? 7 days. And if I scroll all the way to the right over here, you can see I need a safety stock level of 50. Safety stock level in case there's those weird anomalies. I have emergencies, or customers have an emergency and they need to buy a whole bunch. I should always have a safety stock level to account for those types of emergencies. Okay, so now that we have this in mind over here, right, let's go ahead and create a sales order to dip our actually we already have, we're below, we only have quantity on hand of 25. So let's go ahead and create purchase orders to bring us back to this preferred stock level of 100, because as you can see I've only got 25. So let's go up to our home screen here, and I'm going to click on order items. And as you can see here at the top here, I can filter down. So if I want to filter down just to my Toronto location, for example, then again, if I filter down to Toronto and I click on this reorder point items here, I can see a few items here that are relevant to my Toronto location. Here's that item that we were looking at earlier, right? You can see I've currently got 25. I've got nothing on back order, nothing on order. My reorder point's 50. My preferred stock level is 100. So if I scroll to the right, the system's actually suggesting that I purchase 75. Now, I also have some similar items as well. I got these 2 other items here that happen to be from the same vendor. I might as well order those as well. So if I want, I can click on all 3 of these items, and because they're from the same vendor, it's going to consolidate that onto one PO. Now as you can see here, I've got some other items. If I were to click on this, then it's going to create a separate PO because it's got a different vendor, right? So let's go ahead and click on submit. So what's going to happen here is you can see the status is not started. So what it's doing in the background is it's calculating, right? It's calculating how much you need to order based on all those different factors, and then it's going to automatically generate one PO for all those 3 items to this vendor over here, Kennametal Materials Inc. So if I click on refresh, you'll see the status change from not started to complete. I have my PO 2137. I can simply open that to another tab, and if I scroll down here, you can see here it's suggesting I order 75. Great, I'm going to go ahead and receive that. So when I receive this into stock, as you know, the item receipt is going to update the quantities on my on-hand quantities in real time, right? So let's go ahead and go back to that inventory item here. So take a look. So right now I haven't refreshed this item screen here, so it still says I have a quantity on hand of 25. But if I refresh it, I am going to see now when I scroll down that my on-hand quantity is 100. I'm back to my preferred stock level of 100. Right? So that's reorder points in a nutshell. It's a great way to streamline the ordering process and the calculation of what I need to order based on my preferred stock levels, reorder point levels, and again, lead time. And again, the benefit of this is it does all the math for you. And now keep in mind, if you have thousands of items, man, think about how much time this is going to save you. It'll auto calculate everything you need so that you always have those optimal levels in stock. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll catch you on the next one.